Excelsior! Oh.
I only found out about this memoir while reading an issue of Entertainment Weekly late last year. I was so jazzed that I checked various local bookstores, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I did something I never did before. I ordered it online from barnesandnoble.com. Well, a week later, I get a package in the mail, but instead of getting this, I got Thug Kitchen Party Grub for social motherfuckers. So yeah, I won't be ordering from them again. This isn't Stan Lee's first autobiography, but it is his first as a graphic novel that I know of. It seems fitting since Stan is one of the most important and influential creators of fiction ever for co-creating the foundation of the Marvel Universe during the Silver Age. This memoir is told through the voice of Stan Lee. Heck, the story begins with him literally breaking through the page. Stan breaks the fourth wall more than he does Daredevil in this book. Reviewing this is going to be a bit difficult, and it's going to be as difficult as when I reviewed True Story, Swear to God, Epileptic, and A Contract with God, because there isn't a plot per se, so for that reason I'm not going to be too critical about the plot. It's just someone discussing various moments in their life and possibly omitting others. The story begins with Stan at a convention where he regales everyone with his not too secret origin. Stan begins by discussing his childhood, when and how his creative inspiration began to take shape, how his love for reading and listening on the radio helped as well. It wasn't until he met Joe Simon and Jack Kirby though when he found his life's ambition. That and his signature mustache. More on that later. One thing I did notice in the book is that while he is very flattering of the various creative individuals that he's worked with, more at Marvel than at anywhere else, he states he doesn't understand why they left the company disgruntled. I wonder, is he being 100% honest with us and himself? It was a different time back then, so it's possible that maybe those men just didn't express their feelings in a verbal way, or to him for that matter. Or maybe Stan just doesn't want to think about what part he played in them leaving the way they did. Writing wise, I'm not sure if this is Peter David's best or worst writing job. I'm going to say it's a little above average since this book seems to be possessed by the spirit of Stan Lee. I can just picture Stan reciting everything and then Peter going back to fact check everything. You know what? The book's narrative comes off as a director's commentary, graphic novel style. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, it's just that it doesn't give Peter David a chance to flex his creative muscles. But then again, this is a biography after all, so it goes with the territory. Artwork-wise, Colleen Doran did the art, and it's possibly the best thing about the book. She utilizes a myriad of different styles, fantasy, superhero, western, etc. She also changes the panel layout from time to time as a way to keep the reader invested. She is able to change the flow when the story calls for it. The artwork has a very fun and energetic feel to it. Colleen Doran was the best choice of artist because she's possibly the most talented, visually diverse, and well-rounded artist working today. Looking at her previous work, she has mastered numerous styles, but they all have her own distinct look. Pros and cons wise, pro, well, pretty much everything. Con, at certain points, the way the book is written, the book comes off as a Cliff Notes version of Stan Lee's life. Because of that, if you want more elaboration of certain events, well, that's not going to happen here. Favorite moments? Stan preventing the Secret Service from taking out the Green Goblin. Dealing with the sheer absurdity of the Comics Code Authority, which reminds me, Frederick Wortham is a big fat idiot. Stan dealing with hippies and college kids while discussing Doctor Strange. His full Stan Lee-ness powers being fully activated when he finally grew into his signature stash. And there are other moments, but you can read the book if you want to find him. I do recommend this. This is a good all-biography. If you don't know much about Stan Lee, it gives you a good handle on him. Plus, even if you are familiar with him, you might learn something new. An example would be his job while in the Army writing with individuals such as Charles Adams, Frank Capra, and Dr. Seuss. Another would be his courtship of his wife. I consider this an all-ages book. There isn't anything too mature in it. There is some heart-tugging moments though in there, like the death of one of Stan and Joan's children and a tender moment Stan has with a fan. Also, this is available via audiobook, but sadly Stan doesn't narrate it though. Before I end this, I want to put a quote he said in the past, and I feel that explains why all forms of entertainment, be it comics, animation, novels, TV, and movies, are important. Quote, "I used to be embarrassed because I was just a comic book writer while other people were building bridges or going on to medical careers. And then I began to realize entertainment is one of the most important things in people's lives. Without it, they might go off the deep end. I feel that if you're able to entertain people, you're doing a good thing."